Hello all. Today our next compression method is run length coding. Run length encoding is a form of lossless data compression in which runs of data that is sequenced in with the same data value occurs in many consecutive data elements are stored as a single data value and count rather than as the original run. Images with repeating intensities along their rows or columns can often be compressed by representing run of identical intensities as run length pairs, where each run length pair specifies the start of new intensity and the number of consecutive pixels that have that intensity. The technique referred as blunt length encoding, that is RLE, was developed in the 1950s and become along with its 2D extensions the standard compression approach in facsimile coding. The compression is achieved by eliminating a simple form of spatial redundancy, group of identical intensities. When there are few or no runs of identical pixels, run length encoding result in data expansion. Let us consider the example of RLE, that is run length encoding in the BMP file format. The BMP file format uses the forms of run length encoding in which image data is represented in two different modes, encoded and absolute, and either mode can occur anywhere in the image. In encoded mode, a 2-byte RLE representation is used. The first byte specifies the number of consecutive pixels that have the color index contained in the second byte. The 8-bit color index selects the run's intensity, that is color or gray value, from a table of 256 possible intensities. In the absolute mode, the first byte is 0 and the second byte signal one of 4 possible conditions as shown in table. When the second byte is 0 or 1, the end of the line or the end of the image has been reached. If it is 2, the next 2 bytes contain unsigned horizontal and the vertical offset to a new spatial position in the image. In the second byte is between 3 and 255, it specifies the number of uncompressed pixels that follow with each subsequent byte containing the color index of 1 pixel. The total number of bytes must be aligned on a 16-bit word boundary. An uncompressed BMP file of the 512 by 512 by 8-bit image as shown in figure requires 263-244 bytes of memory. Compress using BMP's RLE option. The file expands to 267,706 bytes and the compression ratio C is equal to 0.98. Although the run length encoding is in itself an effective method of compressing binary images, additional compression can be achieved by variable length coding. The run length themselves, the black and white run lengths, can be coded separately using variable length codes that are specifically tailored to their own statistic. For example, letting symbol AJ represent a black run of length j, we can estimate the probability that symbol AJ was emitted by an imaginary black run length source by dividing the number of black run lengths of length j in the entire image by the total number of black runs. As estimate of the entropy of this black run length source denoted H0 follows by substituting these probabilities into the equation. A similar argument holds for the entropy of the white runs denoted by H1. The approximate run length entropy of the image is then HRL is equal to H0 plus H1 upon L0 plus L1, where the variables L0 and L1 denote the average value of black and white run length respectively. This equation provides an estimate of the average number of bits per pixel required to code the run lengths in the binary image using a variable length code. Next compression method is one-dimensional CCITT compression. CCITT one-dimensional encoding described in a subsection below is a specific type of Huffman encoding. The other type of CCITT encoding are not, however, implementation of the Huffman skill. Group 3 and Group 4 encodings are the compression algorithms that are specifically designed for encoding 1-bit image data. In the one-dimensional CCITT Group 3 compression standard, each line of the image is encoded as a series of variable-length Huffman code. Words that represent the run length of alternating white and black runs in a left-to-right scan of the run length of the alternating white and black runs in the left and right scan of the line. The compression standard employed is commonly referred to as modified Huffman coding. The code words themselves are of two types, which the standard refers to as terminating code and makeup codes. If the run length R is less than 63, a terminating code is appendix A is used to represent it. The standard requires that each line begins with the white run length code word, which may be fact be 00110101. The code for the white run of the length is 0. Finally, the unique end of line code word is 000000000001 is used to terminate each line, as well as to signal the first line of each new image. The end of the sequence of the images is indicated by 6 consecutive equals. Next compression technique is two-dimensional CCITT compression, a highly efficient noise-immune data redundancy reduction algorithm for transmission for facsimile data over the digital communication channel is described. A summary of the prior work in the spatial distance data compression technique, including source encoding, channel encoding and synchronization, is presented to allow comparison of the performance of the data log developed algorithm used in a tactical digital facsimile program with the various other data compression techniques submitted for consideration to the International Telegram and Telephone Consultative Committee, that is CCITT, as the world standard for the digital Group 3 facsimile equipments. Figure shows the basic 2D coding process for the single scan line. Note that the initial step of procedure are directed at locating several keys, changing elements A0, A1, A2, B1 and B2. A changing element is defined by the standard as a pixel whose value is different from that of the previous pixel on the same line. The most important changing element is A0, which is either set to the location of an imaginary white changing element to the left of the first pixel of each new coding line, or determined from the previous coding code. Mode. Coding modes are discussed in the following paragraph, that is, after A0 is located, A1 is identified as the location of next changing element to the right of A0 on the current coding line. A2 is the next changing element to the right of A1 on the coding line B1. As a changing element, the opposite value A0 and to the right of the A0 on the reference line, and B2 is the next changing element to the right of B1 on the reference line. If any of these changing elements are not detected, they are set the location of an imaginary pixel to the right of the last pixel on the appropriate line. Figure provides two illustrations of the general relationship between the various changing elements. After identification of the current reference element, the associated changing element, two simple tests are performed to select one of three possible coding modes, that is pass mode, vertical mode and horizontal mode. The initial test, which corresponds to the first branch point in the flow chart, compares the location of B2 to that of the A1. The second test, which corresponds to the second branch point in figure, computes the distance between the location of A1 and A2 and compares it against 3. Depending on the outcome of these tests, one of three outline coding blocks in figure is entered and the appropriate coding procedure is executed. A new reference element is then established as per the flowchart. In preparation for the next coding iteration, its coding. Then next type is bit plane coding. The technique called bit plane coding is based on the concept of decomposing a multi-level monochrome or color image into a series of binary images and compressing each binary image via one of the several well-known binary compression methods. The run length and the symbol based techniques can be applied to the image with more than two intensity by processing their bit planes individually. The technique called bit plane coding is based on the concept of decomposing a multi-level image into a series of binary images and compressing each binary image via one of the several well-known binary compression methods. In this section, we describe the two most popular decomposition approaches. The intensity of an m-bit monochrome image can be represented in the form of the base 2 polynomial is a m-1 2 raised to m-1 plus a m-2 2 raised to m-2 plus dash 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 plus a1 2 1 plus a0 2 raised to 0. Based on this property, a single method of decomposing the image into the collection of the binary image is to separate the m coefficients of the polynomial into m 1-bit bit planes. The lowest order bit plane is generated by collecting the a0 of the each pixel, while the highest order of bit plane contain the am-1 bits of the coefficient. In general, each bit plane is constructed by setting its pixel equal to the value of the appropriate bits or polynomial coefficient from the each pixel in the original image. The inherent disadvantage of this decomposition approach is that small changes in the intensity can have the significant impact on the complexity of the bit planes. An alternative decomposition approach to the first represent an image by the m-bit gray code. This figure shows 8 binary and gray coded bit planes of 8-bit monochrome image of the child in figure 8. Note that the high order bit planes are far less complex than their low order counterparts. That is, they contain large uniform areas of significantly less detail, business or randomness. In addition, the gray coded bit planes are less complex than corresponding binary bit planes. Both observations are reflected in the JBI-G2 coding result. Finally, we note that the two least significant bits in figure B have the little apparent structure. Because this is the typical of the most 8-bit monochrome images, bit plane coding is usually restricted to image of a 6-bit per pixel or less. JBI-G1, the procedure predecessor to the JBI-G2, imposes such a limit. The next type is block transform coding. Digital image processing allows you to apply the powerful transform domain techniques to your data. Transform methods are typically used in filtering, compression, and image texture analysis. Transform coding compresses image data by representing the original image with a small number of transform coefficients. This figure shows the typical block transform coding system. The decoder implements the inverse sequence of the steps with the exception of the quantization function of the encoder, which perform 4 relatively straightforward operations: subimage, decomposition, transformation, quantization, and coding. An m by n input image is subdivided first into subimages of a size n by n, which are then transformed to generate mn upon n square subimage transform array, each of the size n by n. The goal of the transformation process is to decorrelate the pixel of each sub-image, or to pack as much information as possible into the smallest number of transform coefficients. The quantization stage then selectively eliminates or more coarsely quantizes the coefficients that carry the least amount of information in a predefined sense. These coefficients have the smallest impact on reconstructed sub-image quality. The encoding process terminates by coding the quantized coefficient. Any of all the transform encoding steps can be adapted to local image content called adaptive transform coding, or fixed for all sub-images called non-adaptive transform coding. In this coding, we consider the compression techniques that are based on modifying the transform of an image. In the transform coding, a reversible linear transform is used to map the image into the set of transform coefficients which are then quantized and coded. For the most of the natural images, a significant number of the coefficients have small magnitudes and can be coarsely quantized with little image distortion. A variety of transformations, including discrete Fourier transform, can be used to transform the image data. Then next one is transform selection. Block transform coding system is based on the variety of discrete 2D transforms have been constructed or studied extensively. The choice of a particular transform in a given application depends on the amount of reconstruction error that can be tolerated and computational resource available. Compression is achieved during the quantization of the transform coefficient. With a reference to the discussion, consider the sub-image g of x, y of the size n by n whose forward discrete transform t of u, v can be expressed in terms of general relation is t of uv is equal to summation of x is equal to 0 to 1 summation of y is equal to 0 to n minus 1 g of x, y r of x, y, u, v. For u, v is equal to 0, 1, 2, dash dash up to n minus 1 given t of u, v, g of x, y similarly can be obtained using generalized inverse discrete transform is g of x, y is equal to summation of u is equal to 0 to n minus 1 summation of v is equal to 0 to n minus 1 t of uv s of x, y, u, v. For x, y is equal to 0, 1, 2 up to dash 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 n minus 1. In this equation, r of x, y, uv and s of x, y, uv are called forward and inverse transformation kernels respectively. For the reason that will become clear, they are also referred to as the basic function or the basic images. The tuv for uv is equal to 0, 1, 2 dash 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 n minus 1 are called as the transform coefficients. The kernel in equation is separable if r of x, y, u, v is equal to r1 xu, r2 yu. In addition, the kernel is symmetric if r1 is functionally equal to r2. In this case, we can express in the form of r of x, y, u, v is equal to r1 x1 u, r1 y u, y v. The base node transformation kernel pair is r of x, y, u, v is equal to e raised to minus j omega ux plus vy upon n, while s of x, y, u, v is equal to 1 upon n square e raised to j to pi ux plus vy upon n. The figure A through C shows the three approximation of 500 by 12, 500 by 12 monochrome image in figure A. These pictures were obtained by dividing the original image into sub-images of size 8 by 8, representing each image using one of the transform, that is DFT, WHT or DCT, truncating 50% of the resulting coefficients and taking the inverse transform of truncated coefficients array. In each case, the 32 retained coefficients were selected on the basis of maximum magnitude. Note that in all cases, the 32 discarded coefficients had a little visible impact on the quality of the reconstructed image. Their elimination, however, was accomplished by some mean square error, which can be seen in the scale error images of the figure D through F. The actual RMS error were 2.32, 1.78 and 1.13 intensity respectively. The figure shows the periodicity implicitly in the one-dimensional discrete Fourier transform or discrete cosine transform. That is, the boundaries between the adjacent sub-images become visible because the boundary pixel of sub-images assume the mean values of discontinuities formed at the boundary points. In figure A, the DCT of the figure B reduces this effect because its implicit 2n point periodicity does not inherently produce boundary discontinuities. Next topic is sub-image size selection. Figure illustrates graphically impact of sub-image size of transform coding reconstruction error. The data plotted were obtained by dividing the monochrome image into sub-image of size n by n for n is equal to 2, 4, 8, 16 dash 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 up to 500 by 12, computing the transform of each sub-image, truncating 75% of the resulting coefficients and taking the inverse transform of the truncated array As n further increases, the Fourier reconstruction error crosses the Walsh-Hanmard curve and approaches the cosine result. This result is consistent with the theoretical and experimental finding reported by Netravali and Limb and by Pratt for the 2D Markov image source. Next topic is bit allocation. The reconstruction error associated with truncated series expansion is a function of the number and the relative importance of the transform coefficient that are discarded, as well as the precision that is used to represent retained coefficient. In most transform coding system, the retained coefficients are selected on the basis of maximum variance called zonal coding, or on the basis of maximum magnitude called as a threshold coding. The overall process of truncating, quantizing and coding the coefficients of the transform subimage is commonly called as bit allocation. The figure in which 87.5% of DCT coefficients of each 8x8 subimage were discarded. The first result was obtained via threshold coding by keeping the 8 largest transform coefficient, and the second image was generated by using zonal coding approach. In the latter case, each DCT coefficient was considered a random variable whose distribution could be computed over the ensemble of all transform subimage. The 8 distribution of the largest variance were located and used to determine the coordinates u and v of the coefficient t of u, v that were retained for all subimages. Note that the threshold coding difference image of B contained less error than the zonal coding resulting in image D. Both the images have been scaled to make the error more visible. The corresponding RMS error are 4.5 and 6.5 intensity respectively. This is all about the bit allocation. Thank you.